episode is sponsored by the Olympics. When do they end? They're still going on.
Really, I thought they were a week long, so I'm in shock.
I I thought that they were 2 weeks long,
How
but I
long has
think
it been?
they're 3 weeks long. I don't know. The closing ceremony is happening this weekend, which by the time people listen to this episode or watch, because you can watch on YouTube, um,
Right.
the Olympics will be over. But
Oh,
it feels like they've been. Now listen, I'm not trying to say I hate the Olympics. They're not bothering me. I just am surprised
sure.
as to how long they've been going on.
Yeah.
Seems a little long. Seems a little long.
Seems a little long.
Seems a little long. Welcome to You, Me, and Chisme, your number one source for Chisme on the internet. Um, Julie. Hello.
Hello, Adrian. How are
Hello.
you?
Good. I'm not done with the Olympics. Did you see them
Mm.
breakdancing on the Olympics?
Did you see Australia's breakdancing?
Is that the person that I kept seeing on
The
online?
white woman?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yes,
Who won?
yes.
I'm
I
assumed the
don't
US of
know.
A.
Guys, I have not been keeping up with the Olympics.
What's one thing that could become a sport that you would get a gold medal in?
Talking shit? Talking shit for sure. Other than that, nothing. No,
Mm,
nothing. What about you?
probably watching Real Housewives.
You would get gold. You would get
Yeah.
gold. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, we had well, should I say this for maybe I could now. Let's talk about it now.
Okay.
The Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Mm,
Are you familiar, Julie?
because of you.
Okay.
Vaguely.
Do you know where New Jersey is?
You got me. I'm stumped.
Um, so they had their season finale this past week.
Okay.
Now, when you watch a finale of a Real Housewives, what happens after is there's about 2 or 3 episodes of a reunion.
Right.
They're not doing a reunion this time. I know
Oh,
the shock on
messy.
your face says it.
Messy?
Well, these women are gonna hit each other if they're in the same room. They hate each other.
All of them?
Well, there's a
Or are there
divide.
groups of
Yeah, there's a divide. But everyone's fighting with everyone. Here's my hot take.
tell me.
I think that I'm not Team Teresa. I want to make
Okay.
that very clear. I think Teresa has
Okay.
run her course. I think that the show needs to evolve from Teresa, similarly to how Orange County has moved on from Vicky Gunvalson. Now, granted, Vicky still makes appearances. She was on this week's Real Housewives of Orange County. Now also controversial statement, but they also got rid of the cast from the Real Housewives of New York. Now, was that a good decision? We'll leave that up to we'll never know. We'll never know. But they could have at least fired Ramona. Bethany left the Real Housewives of New York at some point. She came back and then, left again. But, there's these kind of like pillars of the show that sometimes just have to leave because they run their course, you
Right.
know? And
Yeah.
so Nene Leakes will never be on a Real Housewife show again. And granted, yes, we're having a conversation about what Atlanta looks like now. But it's possible for shows to move on, and I think it's possible for New Jersey to move on without Teresa.
Mm.
Judice or Judice. Remember when she went from Judice to Judice and now back to Judice?
No.
I know that you don't remember. I'm talking to the people at home who remember. Ugh.
Interesting.
Do you remember when she went to
Interesting.
jail?
No.
No, right. Of course. So here's the thing.
Tell me.
I think we should get rid of Teresa and Melissa. I think we should. And I think maybe get
Wild
rid of one
take.
other, yeah, maybe get rid of one here's the thing. I think is great for television. Jennifer Aiden is great for television. Is she on the right team? I don't think so, but without Teresa, I think she could be. I think we get rid of Melissa and Teresa and keep the rest of the housewives. Maybe get rid of Rachel and Jackie. Cuz it's they've kind of, but I think it'd be
Bravo.
yeah, I
I
think it'd
think you
be
can hire Adrian.
well, they probably I don't know if they agree with me. And a lot of people online probably don't agree with me. It's very controversial nowadays, Julie. I think it's
Interesting.
I almost called you
Yeah.
Jackie. My goodness. You're not a Jackie. Um, not in the slightest. But
Thank you.
anyways, so this is what is going to happen.
Okay.
Next week, well, on Sunday, um there's going to be an episode where the two groups watch the finale episode, and then
Mm,
there's interviews with the girls, but reunions are really a moment to be able to hash things out and be able to move forward so the show can continue forward. We're not having a reunion because that was not going to happen. No one is interested in moving forward. Teresa and Melissa are never going to talk to each other ever, unless, down the
interesting.
line, which could happen. I think here's what I think might actually happen. I think Teresa and the Gorgas, her brother and her sister-in-law, who've been on the show for a long time, will reunite after Teresa leaves Louis. Because I think one thing we can all agree on, whether you're Team Teresa or Team Marge or Team Melissa, whatever, Louis is the reason why we're in the situation that we're in. I think that man is weird from what I see on camera. I think that he is not doing anything to make Teresa's life better. And I think that it's a toxic relationship that she's found herself in. And I wish Teresa were a little bit stronger in trying to get herself out of that. Because the man, to
Mm.
me, on camera, comes off weird and dangerous.
Question.
Tell me what you
How
think about this. I buy my own diamonds and I buy my own rings. Yeah.
how much of the beef, the actual fighting and like the resentment that these women have towards each other, do you think is natural progression of personalities being brought together for a TV show? And how much do you think is producer enabled?
I think that a lot of it is natural progression.
Mm.
Here's the thing. The main fight, Teresa and Melissa, they're sisters-in-law. They've never liked each other ever.
And they're sisters-in-law.
They're sisters-in-law. Teresa
Oh,
has
you
never
know what? I
liked.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So that's already a divide in the group.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. I'm not in the family, but watching these women for over 10 years, what I think is that Teresa really, 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 really loved her brother
Mm.
and did not like the woman that he picked.
Yeah.
And she couldn't get over it. And then
You
she
gotta
came
get
on,
over it.
and then they came on the show. And I think that was kind of the nail in the coffin. But Teresa, I think, did Melissa really dirty. She spread rumors about her being a, a stripper, about being, about cheating on her husband, um, about sprinkle cookies that she brought over for Christmas one year and threw them away. Um, so I think that natural kind of progression of a fight or relationship
Mm-hmm.
was already creating a divide in the group. And so you kind of were picking one side or the other. And
Right.
then from there, I think there's women on the show who are just really nasty. And I don't think it's so much producer input. I think it's the desire to want to create these women to have a kind of like make a scene. And then it goes a little bit too far. And then it becomes really, really real about how much
Yeah.
they hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, yeah. But
Drama.
the Real Housewives of New Jersey have always had a family kind of aura to it because there's a,
Right.
yeah. Anyways, there used to be other sisters-in-law on the show. Caroline and Jacqueline were sisters-in-law. Um, but they left the show earlier on and they're still friends. But there were also two sisters on the show, Caroline and Dina. They don't talk anymore. They have not talked for years. Another
Damn.
say a whole kind of similar situation with like the husbands and whatnot. Yeah,
Messy.
messy, messy, messy,
Messy.
messy. If any of the Real Housewives of New Jersey want to come on the pod, we would love to have them.
We would love to have you. Yeah.
Would love to hear what you have to say. I know that this
Right.
isn't Jeff Lewis's show. They love to go on Jeff Lewis's show. But we're here. Anyways, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Julie. Um, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fine, tip top, tippity tip top top. You want to know what I'm currently obsessed with?
Always.
Oh, I was gonna sing it, but I lost it.
Oh,
Have you seen the trend of the Chicago song? They both the grabbing a gun on TikTok. You haven't.
no.
What? Oh my gosh. Have you seen Chicago, the musical?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so there's the song that well, I'll do the movie version, but there's a song that Richard Gere sings, and it's the part where they're like the guys where they're like all puppets and he's doing the puppet show and Roxy is the puppet. So he's like singing a song about how she got the gun and she wanted to kill her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, there's the last part of the song is where it slows down and then it goes up at like crescendo. And so people are using that to compare two different people to wanting one thing. Or something like that. And so there's a video that I saw that's Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo, and
Mm.
how Taylor Swift is the gun
Oh, interesting.
that they're reaching for. Uh,
Uh-huh.
anyways, and then in the last day or two, I've seen that now there's a dance trend on that part of the song. And, anyways, I've been listening a lot to the Chicago soundtrack.
I love
Um,
that.
have you ever seen Chicago live?
Hmm.
You have.
At the Pantages,
At
yeah.
the Pantages.
Hmm.
Wow. I would love to see Chicago live. I've never
It
seen
was good. It was good. You know what I've been listening to a lot?
it. What?
Moulin Rouge.
Well, yes. Julie invited me.
Well, and you don't even have to finish the story for everyone to know where that went.
Well, you can tell the story. Yeah, tell the story.
I mean, there's not much to it. I invited him and he said no. He didn't say no. He didn't say no. He didn't say no. But if you have some free time and some money and would like a trip to New York, you should go to New York because JoJo and Aaron, oh, I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Tevitt?
He,
Tevitt?
something like that. Tveit.
Mm-hmm.
He originated the role,
Mm-hmm.
the lead male role on Broadway. He's coming back, JoJo him back until October 13th. So that would be super fun to go. I want to go see JoJo so bad, but Adrian won't go with me. Adrian
That's
hates
not
me.
that's not true.
Adrian hates me, and I
That's
think we all just need to accept that.
that's not true. Here's what's happening.
Mm.
Um, I'm moving. Yeah, breaking news. I'm moving out of my apartment. And me, Jaime, and Ken are the what the future holds for us is that we're not going to be roommates for much longer.
The end of an era.
The end of an era,
Mm-hmm.
end of an era, and but nothing happened, by the way.
No, no, no,
Everyone
no.
is happy.
Everyone's thriving.
Jaime and Ken want to be a little bit closer to the west side. I want to stay a little bit closer to where we live. And so, natural progression of life.
Yeah.
And so I am in a position where I can't really be spending a lot of money.
In that position, I want to be clear, we were joking. I understand that position. I and
No, I
what
know.
to be clear,
Uh-huh.
no, no, because you throw me under the bus and then you're
No,
like, oh
I'm
yeah,
not
no,
throwing you under the
totally.
bus. I think everybody was. I think everybody knew you were joking.
So in my voice memo, I said I was going to invite
You
you,
did. You did.
but then I remembered that you're moving. So, but FYI, they're going to be here until October 13th. So, for anyone that wants to know, and the only reason why I thought of, I didn't even, I thought her run was going to be a lot shorter. So I was like, well, I won't go to see her. But I think it started this month and it goes until October 13th. So they're going to be on that stage for a minute.
Yes.
If you can go see JoJo on stage, guys, get that butt to New York and go and watch her.
Yeah. Or if somebody wants to go with Julie.
You know what? I thought about it. So I considered going by myself. I'm doing a solo trip to Seattle. So,
Oh, you
and
are. When are you going?
for my birthday,
How fun. Wait, have you ever
yeah.
taken a solo trip anywhere?
No,
Are you excited?
I'm a little nervy, but it's Seattle. So I'm like, I mean, I can't get lost. So, well,
Wait, what does that
actually, let's not.
what does
Well,
that
because first
mean?
I was like, I wanted to take a solo trip to like Europe. And I was
Oh,
like,
I see.
I'd get lost. I'd
Uh-huh.
get
Yeah,
lost
yeah, yeah, yeah.
easily,
Yeah, yeah,
easily.
yeah. Yeah.
And I could do New York because I've been to New York a couple times and I know how to navigate the city a little bit easier. But then I remembered Jake and Denzel are going to be on Broadway together in 2025, and I'd really love to save my New York trip for that because I
Mm.
think around this, I mean, I don't know, but Smash the Broadway musical is coming in 2025 too. So I'm kind of hoping they
Oh.
coincide and the
I
best New
would
York
imagine
trip
that
of
they
all
would,
time.
right?
I hope so.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Well, I was just to wrap up the New York conversation here.
Tell
I
me.
had just, I had said I couldn't go because I'm trying to save my funds to.
Right.
Do you know that they charge you
Yes, I
a lot
did.
of place a lot of places charge you the deposit is the month's rent. And I
Yeah.
don't, it's been a couple years since I've moved into a new place, and so I can't remember if has that always been the case.
I
I
think
don't
that's always
know.
been the case,
I
friend.
don't remember. I don't remember. Oh, you know
Yeah.
what? But you know why it probably doesn't feel that way? Because I have always lived with roommates and you split it. That makes
Doesn't
less.
feel as hefty.
Yeah. I am planning to live by myself for the first time ever. I've never lived by
Wow.
myself ever.
He's growing up.
I mean, some may say you're a full grown ass man. Why has it taken you this long?
No, absolutely not. Some may say the world is not what it used to be, and you can be in up until you whenever the fuck you want and still have a roommate, by the way.
Oh my God, my therapist reminds me of that all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, so I'm saving my coins so I can get a place. Now, here's an
Yeah.
update on the search. I found a place.
Okay.
I found a
The one with
place.
the good manager?
Yes, but he's ghosting
Lovely.
me. He's not answering me. He's
Oh
not responding
no.
to me. I went to go see a place last week, and then I saw a place on a Thursday. Then I was going to go see two more places on Friday.
Hmm.
And I told the man as I left on Thursday, I was like, I'm going to go see two more places, but I'll let you know for sure. On Friday
Hmm.
afternoon, I text him and I have a couple more questions for him, just to clarify a couple things. And then I realized, and that's Friday. I let it go. I was like, maybe he doesn't work on the weekends, whatever.
Hmm. Hmm.
During the weekend, I realized that when we were texting to see the place, he texted me through green bubbles. And then in there, he said, when you get to the place, text me at this number and I'll come meet you. I'm a dumbass. And I don't know why I didn't read that. But I texted him in the same green bubble chat that we had been talking to tell him I'm here. Anyways, whatever. I see the apartment. And then I realize that I probably should have texted him at the other number he gave me. So on Monday morning, I texted him at that. No response. I'm like, maybe he's on vacation.
Hmm.
Maybe he's in a ditch somewhere.
Hmm.
I don't know. And then on Friday,
Hmm.
I call him and I leave a
Mm,
voicemail
mm,
and I follow up with a text.
mm.
Nothing. I think that this man is ghosting me and I don't know why. And I really want this apartment.
Oh, that is so unfortunate.
I really it's exactly where I want to live. It's clean. There's a big fence that surrounds the
Mm.
place. There's laundry. There's no parking spot, but the guy was very nice. He's like, if somebody moves in who doesn't have a car, like blah 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 blah. I don't know. I was just really impressed, and now I don't know. uh,
Oh, no, no, no. I'm so sorry you're going through this. It sucks and it sucks looking for a place. And once you
mm,
find it, oh, the disappointment of it all. I hope it works out for you. I hope he gets it together, and respond. At least, sorry, we filled a place already.
something,
Let me down easy.
something, anything.
Oh,
You just
it's so
lie to
that's a
me
little
if you don't want
rude.
me to live there. Just be like, yeah, sorry, it's not available anymore.
Right. Give me some closure.
I don't know what's happening.
Interesting.
I don't
Is
know.
there like a office number you could call?
So this man lives on the property. He's the
Okay.
on-site manager, but there is a property company that I think I might try to call, or I might try to set up another tour and just show up. I don't know. I don't know.
Do that.
But I would love this place. And because the two that I saw the next day, no.
Yeah.
The last one I saw was Slumlord Energy.
Oh no.
Slumlord Energy. And the pictures made it look really nice and really great.
Mm.
And
It always does.
the studios themselves were fine, but it was not what it was giving
Right.
on the on the internet. Which,
Yeah.
to be obviously like whatever, but like, oh my gosh, I just really want this place. And I don't want the feeling of like, is the universe telling me this place is not for me?
No. No.
It's priced really well. It just is, it's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
Anyways, here I am. Here
Oh,
I am.
I
I
say give it one more effort and then give up the dream.
guess. Let me tell you something else.
Tell
I
me.
have a doctor's appointment next week. I'm going to
Okay.
go see a new doctor
Okay.
because my old doctor,
We remember.
yeah, he
Yes.
started charging
Yeah.
$500.
Well,
So
silly.
in the same suite, but a different
Mm-hmm.
doctor, there's another doctor that I found that I would like to go see. I called my insurance July 22nd and I said, I would like to switch or I did it online actually. I made the switch online and I hadn't heard anything. I hadn't seen anything because usually they send you an updated card. So I went online and I looked at the thing again. I was like, did I hit confirm? And I
Mm-hmm.
did. But it said that this isn't going to take effect until September 1st. My appointment is August 15th. Now, when somebody isn't your primary care physician and you go see them, the
Mm.
insurance won't cover it because that's not your primary care physician.
Mm.
So I called my insurance yesterday and I said, what is the problem here? And she said, well, any changes made after the 15th don't happen the next month, they happen the following month. And I said, that is the most absurd thing I have ever heard in my entire life.
Right.
And I was like, so you can't do anything for me? And she's like, no.
And she's like, "Sir, I barely wanted to answer this phone call."
And I just don't understand. And
Yeah.
if you were to tell me, oh, well, here's what it takes 5 days for us to process this, and then it takes
Right.
another
Right.
15 days to do this, and then blah, blah, blah. Okay. But you know what I know?
Tell me.
You know what I know?
Mm.
I know that anything is possible because I've worked in a lot of places where there's certain rules, and then the rules one day magically don't apply.
1000%. Yeah.
So I know that anything is possible.
My job needs a degree. And guess
Okay.
who got hired? And who doesn't have a degree? So yes, yes, yes. The places bend the rules at their will
all the time.
Consistently.
And who makes, I mean, what are the rules?
Yeah.
What are rules?
What are
What
rules?
are rules?
Yeah.
Rules
Did
are
you share this part of the rant to the representative?
no, but she knew I was very upset.
Okay.
And she gave me a solution, I in air quotes,
What was it?
to call the doctor's office. Here's the thing. I don't want to get into the nitty gritty insurance details because I fully don't understand them. But
We never do.
I'm assigned to a medical group
Mm,
based off my doctor's office. It's Regal,
right.
right? I belong to Regal Medical Group, which is separate from my insurance. And what I
Uh-huh.
learned is basically that the medical group basically is how or is the group of entities that I could be referred to. So if I needed to go see a specialist, my
Yeah.
primary care could only refer me to a specialist within that group, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if there's specific specialists that I want to be recommended to or referred to within this medical group, I'd have to stay within it. And the medical group is really the one who decides that I can't, when I can and cannot be assigned to uh, a primary care physician. So she's like,
Right.
well, it looks like your doctor's office also can take this medical group, which will retroactively do these changes or whatever. So I call I call the doctor's office and I call the guy or I call the people who are making the appointments and he's like, I don't understand what you're talking to me about. I can't really do anything. And I was like, just like every other place, there are people who don't know how to do their job or how
Yeah,
to
yeah,
answer
yeah.
questions.
They're just vibing.
And so then he's like, I'm going to send you to billing. I said, okay. So then the billing girl, she's able to help me. And she's like, well, because it's the same office, even though it's a different doctor, I think that your claim will go through and you'll be fine. And I'm like, okay. Because last time I tried to see the doctor, not last time, but years ago, my primary care physician wasn't set in stone. And I had to call my insurance and tell them that I already saw the doctor and they need to retroactively make this primary care physician my primary care physician. So I know it can happen because they've done it before. Anyways, this rant has gone on for far too long. And I just want everybody to know that they don't really care about you. They just care about the bottom line. They care about the money and they make it difficult. If I were dying,
Yeah. They
if I
still
were,
wouldn't care.
you know,
No, they still wouldn't care. Have you not seen John Q? Insurance companies don't care. They
John
don't
Q.
care. John Q had to hold an entire hospital hostage. Okay? They don't care about us. No, they
No,
don't care. Yeah.
no. Anyways, that's what's been going on with me.
Wow. I'm so sorry you're going through that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Are you're burning down any buildings? Are you
My insurance
wait,
company and I are fine. What?
okay. We could cut this out if you don't want to talk about it, but you went to the desert?
I did go to the desert. We could talk about the desert.
How fun was
I
that?
will
Did you
talk
spend the
about
night?
squirting, but do not ask me about the desert. I did. Yes, we spent one night. We went to Joshua Tree. Have you ever been?
No. Well, I've been to Pappy and Harriet's, which is like a restaurant venue place.
Oh,
But
interesting.
I've never
So,
stayed at like an Airbnb or something, and I've never
yeah,
camped out there.
I definitely did not camp, let me tell you that much. But we did go to Joshua Tree for one night. We went on the clearest day. Let me tell you something. The stars are there.
Oh wow.
They're right there. Dude, I wish the iPhone didn't fucking suck ass because let me tell you something. Sorry, Steve Jobs, RIP. I so there's a national park in Joshua Tree. I don't know if you know. There's a
Hmm.
national park and in at night there's no park ranger, but and no entrance fee. You can just drive in. And if you drive like further into it, away from the streetlights of Joshua Tree, the community, you can see literally the stars. Like the Milky Way was right on top of us.
Oh wow.
Clear. It was such a wild experience. I felt, well, one, we cried, obviously. I was like, I felt so like not important, but like in a good way. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Of
Mm-hmm.
like, it was just, we took lawn chairs and we literally sat out there while moths ran into me. It was fine. Too much nature for me specifically, but we got through it. But I saw so many shooting stars.
Oh, wow.
Literal shooting stars, dude. It was so crazy. I made a wish on them, obviously, because I'm a fucking loser. And let me tell you something. One of my wishes was to interview Colin Farrell because I said by the end of the year, and I was like, I'm gonna wish upon a fucking shooting star. And I'm not getting an interview with Colin Farrell, but I heard back from people involved with Colin Farrell. So we're
Okay.
moving, we're moving, we're moving.
When you wish upon... No, how does that song? I don't
I
remember.
don't
I don't remember how it
know.
goes.
But it was, dude. It was crazy. It was crazy to sit there and see like the literal galaxy right on top of us. It was so wild. You could see Mars. The Milky Way was very clear and bright. Yeah, a bunch of constellations. I don't know anything about stars, but like Kate, my best friend from high school, Katie, her aunt went with us and she knows a little bit more. And so she was like pointing out like that's who was like, I think that's Mars because it was like a tint of red and it was really bright. Um, it was just very crazy. Yeah, we sat out there for like 2 hours on lawn chairs and like looked up at the sky and just had a moment with nature. While again, moths did run into keep flying into me every other minute, but we got through that. It was just a great, like, one, I love spending time with them. They're so fun as women. They crack me up constantly, and they're super supportive and like super loving and super kind to me. I mean, I've known them since I was 15, and I spent a lot of time with them when I was a teenager. And Katie and I, since, me being back here in Anaheim, are like trying to reconnect and like be close again, which we never really stopped being close, but like we just didn't see each other that often. Yeah, it was such a fun trip. It was such a fun trip. I mean, it was hot as shit.
Mm.
Hot
Yeah.
as shit. And even at night when we were out there, I mean, there was a little breeze which helped, but it was still like it was muggy.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad though. But we did. We went on like they had looked up like what the clearest day is gonna be.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, they said that they had gone already once before, and they said this time that we went was clearer than it was last time.
Wow.
So it was, dude, it was insane. I know we know that they're out there, but we live in the city. You
Right.
see like a star, and it doesn't even look like anything really.
Right.
But out there, like in nature, away from the street, like it was pitch fucking black out there. I was a little scared. I was like, we could get murdered. And then her aunt kept being like, if you ever wanted to hide a body, I'm like, can you stop saying that? She's like, this would be a perfect place. I'm like, I'm aware because we ran into, well, we also we left on a Friday. And when we were leaving on Saturday, all the cars were coming in. So we went on a day when there wasn't a lot of people at the park in general. We ran across maybe 5 cars while we were out there.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it was like pitch black. And thank God they knew where they were going because you don't get service out there. So I was like, we could absolutely die out here.
Wow.
But we didn't.
But
And
you
we got to see
didn't.
some stars.
When you wish upon a star. Isn't that
Joshua
crazy?
Tree is only like 2 hours away from here.
Yeah.
Get out there. Go look at the stars, Adrian.
Okay.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was like life-changing.
Yeah.
It was so cool to see that like so in your face. I kept being like, I feel like I'm looking at a picture.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was so crazy, but it was so fun.
I love that. How
Yeah,
fun.
so fun.
Wow. Look at that. Okay, wait. I just want to go back really fast to your
Tell me.
solo trip to Seattle.
Okay.
Is it already, is this, you have things booked already?
I'm gonna book them today.
Wow.
I have the hotel picked and the flight information picked. I just haven't bought it. because I lost my debit card and I had to order a new one, so I'm waiting for that to come in. I'm thinking it's gonna come in today, so hopefully by today I'll be booking that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long are you going to be there? Like a weekend or during the week or
Yeah,
what is that?
just like 2 days. I'm not
Two
going for
days.
long.
And
Yeah.
is there anything in particular in Seattle that you want to see, or is there something that you were like, oh yeah, I really want to go to Seattle to do this?
No, Seattle just seems like a blast. I don't
Okay.
know. There's just something about the city. Um, I was hoping to run into like a concert or something, but
Mm,
none of the artists that I like are really touring right now. I'm gonna keep looking and see if I run
mm-hmm,
into shows because I love
mm-hmm,
traveling for a show.
mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But no, just Seattle's always been a city I wanted to visit.
And do dinners on your own and
Dinners on my own, going outside on my own.
how exciting. I love that for you.
I'm nervy, but you know what? I love me. I know it doesn't seem like it often, but I do think I'm great company for myself. And I have a blast I used to go to concerts by myself all the time. And somewhere in that, I became very insecure and stopped doing that. So I'm trying to kind of get back to that verse, like wanting to have a good time and not really worried about my loneliness. I feel like as I've gotten older, my loneliness has been very like detrimental to me. And it's not
Mhm.
even that I'm lonely. It's just that sometimes people aren't available. Like I have people. Sometimes they're not available to go on a trip. Sometimes they're not available to go do this thing with you. So you know what I mean? It's not that people don't want to, don't have time for you. It's just like in that moment it doesn't work out. Adrian. And I think I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I don't yeah, no, I would love to go to New York. You have no idea how much I would
I
love
know
to go
you
to New
would.
York. But I don't have money right now.
I
I
totally get
also
it.
don't
I
have,
totally get it.
I don't have I haven't really been using a credit card, so like
No,
I
don't. Don't,
yeah,
don't, don't. Maybe it'll work out for us to go in 2025.
that would be fun. But we can't
Maybe.
go in the summer though. It's
Oh,
too
what kind of silly girl do you think I am?
okay. I want to wear a
We're not.
coat,
Okay, dude, I've never gone in the fall or the winter. I've only gone in springtime.
I've only gone the fall or the winter. I've
Really?
actually only been in like the winter months, which is miserable. But the last time I went to New York was in the fall, in the
Mm,
beginning of October.
mm-hmm.
It was the most magical time.
I love
It
it.
was perfect. It was perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I want to go in the fall. It does seem like a great time in New York, but we got to see when the shows come out because they usually come out around the springtime.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Um, but Seattle, yes. What was I saying about Seattle? I'm going by myself. I'm trying not to get, you know what I mean?
No. No.
I'm tired of feeling like a loser.
You're not a
But
loser.
I know, but I do feel like one. But not in the sense, I don't know how to explain it, in the sense that I feel like I've become boring and I've
Mm.
become stagnant and I've become sad. Um, and used to be, I used to be aware that people liked being around me because I was fun to be around. And now I feel like I'm not fun. Like that got dimmed somewhere in my trauma. And so I'm trying to get back to like, if I have fun with myself and I'm
Mm.
fun on my own, then that will radiate and people will feel like I'm fun again. Maybe, hopefully. Which I'm not necessarily saying that anyone has made me feel like that because they haven't. No one has made me
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It's like all internal stuff, but I think it also comes with like growing up and feeling like you're an adult now and what that version of fun looks like and can you still be the version of fun that you used to be? I don't know. Growing up, misconceptions about being in your 30s and where you should be in life and all of that. Like, I feel like people in their 30s now, I mean, I see the people around me, the community around me, I'm like, we're still idiots. And I used to look at 30-year-olds and be like, oh, they're grown-ups. They're living their
Yeah.
life. You know what I mean? And I feel like the world, economy, political issues have kind of stunted us a lot.
Yes.
And the only ones that understand that are the ones going through it.
Right.
The older generation looks at us like these fucking losers can't get their shit together. And the younger generation looks at us like these fucking losers can't let go of their youth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And we're the only ones that are like, we've been going through it, bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
have you not seen everything we've gone through? Like, we're just trying to survive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, growing up is hard.
It's very hard. It's very
Yeah.
hard. But I really love that you're going on this trip.
Thank
Really
you.
love it. I would I've been like trying to go to dinner by myself, but like
Mm,
this is gonna sound so lame and boring again, but like
no,
I'm trying not to spend so much money because
fair.
I want to go to Honor Bar in Beverly Hills and sit at the
Mm,
bar and like maybe be a little bit stoned and have
mm,
I love their burger or their chicken sandwich with the fries and the spicy mayo. But like, I like take a Uber and like, the meal is expensive and I'm just like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I probably shouldn't. Anyways, um
Maybe just think of it as something you're gonna do once you move in, like a celebration of I did it,
yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, but I kind of want it now.
I know. I get that. I
The other,
totally get that.
and I'm also like, I want to go get a massage, but like, do I spend the $125 to go get the massage?
Right.
Like,
Right.
ugh, money doesn't grow on trees.
No, it doesn't. It does not. I checked.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyways, anyways,
Anyways, here we
anyways, if
are.
anybody would like to send us money,
It's yeah. Would you like to sponsor some of the things we want to
m-
do?
my half birthday is on September 11th, just FYI. And
Okay, I
Julie's
love
birthday,
that you know that.
your
Is
birthday
October
is
1st.
October 1st. So,
Hmm.
you don't know when your half birthday is?
No.
It would be April 1st.
The more you know.
The more you know.
The more you know.
The more you know. I'll be 35 and a half.
I
30 35.5.
love that.
Okay. Well,
Well,
I guess there's no other way to move forward than to move on to the pop culture pop up. Okay, whoa, those sounded can you hear my pops?
I can. I don't know why they
Okay.
don't pick up.
I know they never pick up on the actual recording, which is so weird, but I heard those pops so clearly in my ears. They were the best pops I've
They
ever
were
heard.
pretty good. They were pretty
Yeah.
good.
Anyways, okay. Well, first up on the pop culture pop up, movie drama Rama for your mama, Julie. It ends with us. Personally, I don't know the first thing about this movie other than what is happening off the screen.
Oh
Um,
my God.
but I'm sure Julie is going to fill us in. Go ahead, Julie.
Buckle up, babies. Buckle up. This is a long ride. Remember the thrill of Don't Worry, Darling? Mm. Okay, so let's get started. Nope, it ends with us. It ends with us is a book by Colleen Hoover.
Mm.
It is a romantic drama that has a focus on domestic violence. There's domestic violence in this book. Justin Baldoni back in 20, don't remember, a couple years ago. I'm so sorry. I want to say 2019, but I don't know if that's accurate. I feel like it is though. 2019. Let's go with that. This is not a place for facts, guys, and you guys know that. Back in 2019, Justin Baldoni bought the rights to this book so that it could become a movie. As the progression of this movie becoming a thing began, Blake Lively comes in as an executive producer. She also comes in as the star. At the time, the plan was Justin was going to own this movie, obviously. And his production was going to own it, and he was going to direct it. There was no idea of him starring in it. Once Blake came in, and I think other cast members started coming in, it just naturally progressed that he would also be a part of this movie. His character, spoiler alert for anyone that doesn't know, is the abuser in this movie. He's like the very bad man. They go, they make the movie, it's shot, it's released, press tour starts. People start noticing that Justin is either doing press by himself and no one is really mentioning him. No one's
Mm.
talking about what it was like. People ask about him and they really do mental gymnastics to answer the questions without having to mention his name. And again, a lot of his press tour, he's either not there at premieres or at photo ops or stuff like that, or he is only pictures by himself. This last week, yeah, we're filming this on August 10th. So this last week, um, it was the premiere. He was there. All the other cast was there. Blake Lively was there. And everyone noticed all the pictures he's by himself. He didn't take any pictures with anybody else from the movie. He only took pictures by himself or with his wife. Everyone else took group pictures, took couples pictures, took all the, but no one else did anything else. Then there's a clip of Jenny Slate being asked, what do you think it was like to have Justin be the director and an actor in the movie? How do you think, it was working with him given that dynamic? And she basically, I'm paraphrasing, but she basically says, I it just I just feel like I'm really lucky that I just got to act in this movie because having to be a director and act at the same time just feels like a lot of energy. And I'm just so happy. Like doesn't talk about Justin, doesn't bring him up. And now all these clips are starting to come out, right? More of like asking, Blake, what was it like to work with Justin? She bends over backwards to not
Mm.
answer the question about Justin specifically. Then on the red carpet, there is a clip going around where Blake gives credit to Ryan Reynolds for rewriting a scene in the movie. Ryan
Mm.
Reynolds, to my knowledge, to everyone's knowledge, is not involved in this movie on paper at all. His name is not
Mm.
on any of it, but he somehow rewrote a scene of a movie. Then as reports start coming out that maybe Blake then okay, before that, Justin does he gets I saw the clip of it. He gets asked there's a sequel to this book. There's another one. And the interviewer asks like, "Do you think you'll come back for the sequel to be the director?" And he says, I think there's actually a lot of people that would be better fit for something like that. I know that Blake is ready to direct. I think Blake is ready to direct.
Mhm.
Then, so that happens. The writing happens. I was going to bring up another point and I completely lost it. Then people start noticing that during this press tour, the only one mentioning domestic violence is Justin. Blake is there's one clip that pissed me off a little bit, if we're being honest, where they're asking her, um, how did it feel portraying, I think the character's name is Lily. How did it feel portraying Lily, in this defining moment in her in this character's life? And she's like, I wanted to portray Lily fully. This relationship does not define her. This moment does not define her, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of, I'm not one, but a lot of domestic violence survivors come out and say, I don't know, bitch. I stayed with my moment of domestic violence for quite some time, and it defines me. It defines the way I trust people. It defines the way I move in the world. Like, and I really genuinely think Blake Lively talked to zero domestic violence survivors for this movie. It almost sounds like she's just realizing that this movie is about domestic violence. Like the way she talks about it, she's like, promoting Deadpool along with this movie, promoting her hair care line along with this movie. Everything is like the character owns a flower shop. Everything is flowers and empowerment and everyone's like, okay, but this movie is about still at the root of it is about domestic violence. She's getting asked questions of which eras of Taylor Swift would Lily's life be in? And Justin is the only one that's like, yes, this is about a woman who got through something, but it's about domestic violence. And I wanted to make sure that I told the story with care. So the general narrative seems to be Blake came in as a producer, which, if you guys are unaware, a producer would have more power on a set than a director would. They would overpower the decision making. She came in with a vision that did not align with Justin's. She went full force. And at the end of the day, the name here, the power here, regardless of their positions, would be Blake Lively, right? She has the power behind her name. She brought Ryan in. He rewrote scenes, which feels disrespectful. But now, as of yesterday, there's reports on page 6 and on Daily Mail, not, let's not get behind them, but they are coming out that there was Justin was making everyone on the staff uncomfortable. He was very difficult to work with. And I don't know, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know where I stand because for me, it's 99.9% of the time, fuck men. But Justin has a history. I mean, but just Jonathan Majors also did, right? Like, but he has a history of saying the right thing and advocating and doing the work and trying to teach people and men specifically how to do the work and allow women to take up space. Like, he has a history of actually trying to advocate. Jonathan Majors is all I'll say about that, though, right? They will blindside us. And
I
Blake,
Oh,
uh-huh.
sorry. Go ahead. No, go
No,
ahead.
no, no, no. You go.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Blake and Ryan are using their PR machine to, you know. But here's the thing. I believe one person and one person knows only, and that is Leighton Meester. Because Leighton Meester did not like Blake Lively on the set of Gossip Girl. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so I made a video about this, and I said because now the narrative is starting to turn to like why did people automatically go to attacking Blake? Why did everyone just assume Blake was the problem? And I'm like, okay, the world is not black and white, and both of these people have histories behind them. And one person's history is very clearly advocating and talking about the domestic violence in this movie. And one person's history has had a history of uncomfortable situations with their coworkers. Anna Kendrick, Army Hammer, Leighton Meester, like she has a history of going into sets and not getting along with the people that she works with. Now, and that was when she was, I don't want to say nobody. She wasn't what she is now. And she has Ryan Reynolds behind her. But you can argue anything, right? People are saying maybe she wanted Ryan to be on set and to rewrite scenes because she felt comfortable with her husband there, considering her director was making her uncomfortable. I don't know, but these two people are moving very specific ways during this press tour. And one of them is trying to market her movie along with a Marvel movie and her hair care line, and is talking about Taylor Swift. And another one is trying to focus on domestic violence and the actual issues that are brought up in this book. What I will say, if Justin really wanted to advocate for I can agree. I can believe that he was trying to do something with this movie. If Justin really wanted to advocate for domestic violence, he should have chosen better source material. Colleen Hoover, bitch. That's what I'll say. But these two people are moving very specific ways, and I'm sorry. I am getting pulled one way to believe they are in the right, and they're getting screwed over by the big Hollywood machine.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively kind of
Same.
whole thing. So, I am a little biased.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, I first became aware of Justin when he made his engagement video. You
Same.
remember? Yeah. And then
Yeah.
but then I think a lot of people probably remember him from Jane the Virgin.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's a certain kind of aura that Blake and Ryan give, and um I don't know. It's just not similar to what is her name?
Well,
Olivia
they're besties.
Wilde.
Oh, I was gonna say Taylor Swift. I thought
Oh
you were saying
yes.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, no. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
from one PR queen to another, like
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I wouldn't I here's what I wish. Clearly something happened.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about it. Just tell us.
Yeah.
Just say it. Just say it. Say it with your chest.
Right. Right.
Something happened on that set.
Hmm.
And if you're going to talk circles around it, might as well just say what actually happened.
The rumor is maybe by the time you're listening to this podcast, the rumor is that Monday there will be an actual credible source that comes out with information. So
Mm.
maybe something will come out, but as of right now, I don't know, man. I
Here's what
don't
I
know.
here's what I do know. I had never heard of this movie before 2 days ago.
Oh, lucky you.
And I wasn't going to watch it. Now that I know about the movie, I'm still not going to watch it. So I'm not sure any of this is working for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Next up on the pop culture pop up, some more movie news. Joaquin Phoenix. You know who Joaquin Phoenix is?
Oh, don't I know it?
Joaquin Phoenix, um, the Joker, some may
Hmm.
say. So Variety is reporting that Joaquin Phoenix exited Todd Haynes's detective romance movie 5 days before filming was to start because he got cold feet.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. He developed and co-wrote the film with Haynes. Entire sets had been built. The crew is now out of work, and stakeholders in the film still need to be paid. Losses could exceed 7 figures. Now, you may ask yourself, why is an established actor getting cold feet 5 days before the film? So the film apparently is a gay romance film. The story is about a gay romance, and that it
Hmm.
was going to push the limit on what you have seen in terms of gay romance on the screen, to the point where it could have been like they were going for an NC-17 rating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so apparently he got cold feet about that.
Yeah.
Um, what like is he okay?
I'm finding it hard to believe he got cold feet. I think he's just an asshole. I'll tell you why. He developed the script. Every step of the way, he knew how graphic this movie was going to be.
I
Some
think
were
the
saying he's the one that pushed for it.
Right, exactly. I think that's what the article said. Yeah.
And there a producer just posted, I'm gonna read you, posted on Facebook, I think yesterday. She says about the article, she says, a version of this did happen. It has been a nightmare. If I haven't been in touch or returned your call, this is why. And please, if you are tempted to finger wag or admonish us, that quote, that's what you get for casting a straight actor, don't. This was his project that he brought to us. And Killer's record on working with LGBTQ actors, crew, directors speaks for itself. And for those of you who have sent her these kinds of messages, know that you are making a terrible situation even worse. So she's like, I mean, I feel like he completely blindsided everybody on that crew, producers, stakeholders, the director himself, who Joaquin Phoenix said, I have like a bubble of an idea. brought it to the director, said, "Hey, what if, like, for example, saying something like, what if we made a movie about a guy that meets this other guy, goes to Mexico, and then the director was like, okay, let me write a screenplay. Tell me what, like, he brought a bubble,
Uh-huh.
they write a screenplay, and then they collaborate with, okay, what do we do here? What do we do that? What, da, da, da. But Joaquin, from what I'm understanding, was involved through the entire process of it and like completely aware of how graphic it was going to be. So that's why I'm like, I just think he's like a dick. That's like,
I'm
I
sure he
don't feel like
is.
doing it anymore. I
I
just
feel
don't want
like
to.
I feel like we had established that already about him.
I feel like too. But you know what? When a straight, there is a phenomenon that happens, and I'm guilty of it. When a straight actor chooses to do a gay role, I think they gain empathy, which I think is hilarious because I don't think gay actors receive the same kind of
Hmm.
empathy and love and care and support when they choose to do anything. But I do think there is I think that happens. And though I agree that maybe it was best to hire a gay actor, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna contradict myself. Have we thought about Colin Farrell? I know you're saying that it can't be recast, but is it in his contract that it can't be recast? Or
I
are you
th-
thinking because it's so close to the date, it can't be?
I think the article mentioned that it would be impossible to bring in a different actor. But
I
I
know,
but
but
it
I'm curious to know if that's because it's in his
well, right.
contract,
It didn't say why.
or do they feel it's impossible because we're four days out now? Because it feels like maybe lose a little money, prep another actor for 2 weeks. I mean, you got to get a really good actor, get him prepped real quick and
Let
send
me
him
do it.
in.
I'll do it.
I mean, hello.
Hello.
I have been dying for Colin Farrell to do a gay role. So if we could maybe if someone could get me in contact with that director, I just feel like he hasn't thought of Colin Farrell. And if we put it in his head, maybe he'd consider it.
Would if you were with a man, would you ever bring in another man into your relationship for like a one night rendezvous?
1000%.
Yeah, interesting.
We'd have to have very strong relationship because I wouldn't bring a third unless I like fully, no matter the gender, fully trusted this human. You know what? I feel like I've always been meant to be with the bisexual man.
Hmm.
It just hasn't worked out for me.
Mm, interesting. I love that for you.
Thank
Um,
you.
so back to Joaquin. I think Lady Gaga hates Joaquin Phoenix, to be honest with you.
I love that narrative. Yeah, let's go with that.
I don't know that to be true, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do any press together for the Joker. Um, well, I mean, someone's got to pay up, and I think it should be him, right?
1000%.
Like pay for everybody's salary and pay for all the work that's already been done.
1000%.
I don't know. Just make the fucking film.
I mean, well, no, I don't want it.
Mm.
Well, at least not with Joaquin. I'd take it any other way. I mean, it's just all those people that are now unemployed. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, they probably turned down other opportunities to work on this film.
Yes,
And
yes.
there's also already been work done.
Yep.
Somebody needs to pay for that.
Yeah.
Ugh. What is
Yeah.
happening in Hollywood?
I
What is
agree.
going on?
Yeah.
Next up on the pop culture pop up, Lady Gaga is
Speaking of,
rumored to be coming out with a collaboration with Bruno Mars.
mhm.
That's all I know. Is it somebody's out who's is what is happening? Do you know?
I actually don't know much about it either,
Did I
but
bring this up? You
no,
brought
I
this up.
did.
Uh-huh.
I don't know anything. I thought you would have Googled it.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I think it's just a single. It's
Oh.
just this is just a rumor. Who's to say? But I think it's just a single. I mean, Bruno hasn't announced an album, and neither has Lady Gaga, but maybe they're both gonna announce an album soon. I don't know. But the rumor is that they're coming out with a collaboration, which is honestly not a dream I ever knew I had, but I'm glad that it could exist now.
Uh-huh.
I see them creating
Interesting.
something very fun.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars rumored to release a new collaboration called Die with a Smile this
Mm.
month. Hits daily double reports. I mean, the likelihood of this happening is probably pretty good. Rumors are swirling that pop titans Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars have teamed up on a song called Die with a Smile, which is allegedly due sometime this month. Nothing is confirmed, but we're already dancing around the room. I'm gonna assume it's his single. I don't
Probably.
I wouldn't imagine that Lady Gaga would have Bruno Mars on her
Yeah, yeah.
music.
No.
Yeah, I read that that Bruno Mars is doing his residency in Vegas because he has a lot of debt to pay.
I
Like
heard
he has
that
a gambling pay.
too. I heard that too. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the casino came out and said that's not true.
Oh, I mean it's very likely not true. But I'm sure he might be in debt for other reasons. We don't know. Do you remember when he got caught with cocaine? He got arrested in Las Vegas with cocaine.
I don't remember, but that sounds about right.
No, it's because the machine tried to bury it. And I just want to bring it back up.
You know what? Everybody does a little bit of coke.
Do they?
Dude, you live in Los Angeles and you don't know that people do coke?
No, I know that. I didn't know everybody did it.
Everyone does. I mean, I'm not doing it.
Oh,
Everyone does
see?
it.
Okay. So what? You're not everyone?
I mean, but it's popular enough that it may
No,
as well
listen,
be
you don't have to
weed
tell
at this
me.
point.
I know. You don't have to tell me. I know. I've been outside of my apartment
Then why did you act like I was ridiculous for
because you
saying
said
that? I mean,
everyone.
it was a way to say it. I obviously didn't mean everyone on this
How about you know
planet
what? Let
Earth.
me list the people that I know have done it. Let me start at the top. Alpha order, okay?
Oh, I think some people don't want you to start at the top by alphabetical order.
That's funny. Okay. All right. Well, Lady Gaga,
Hmm.
come on the pod.
Come on the pod.
Come on the pod. Finally on the pop culture pop up, Disney. You know Disney?
Yeah.
Well, I guess not just Disney. Disney, Pixar, and Marvel all announced their upcoming projects at the D23. Do they call it an expo? Is it a
Yeah,
conference?
it's their expo. Yeah, it's their expo.
So here are things that are coming up from Disney, Pixar, and Marvel, all owned by Disney. You tell me your level of excitement, Julie.
Okay.
Moana 2. Okay.
It's like a 4.
Okay. Avatar 3.
It's like a 0.
Okay. I've never seen Moana 1 and I fell asleep during Avatar 1. Toy Story 5.
No, like a 0.
Okay, I'm excited for Toy Story 5. I like the Toy Story movies. Toy Story 1 was like one of the first movies I remember seeing when I was like a little kid. That was like
Mm-hmm.
pretty
Mm-hmm.
monumental. Incredibles 3.
The 0.
Interesting. I've never seen Incredibles 2. Do you not like animation
I do
or
like animation, but I like solo films.
okay.
Original
Elio.
ideas.
Elio. I don't know which one
I
that is, but it sounds like it's the first one.
I feel like I don't know anything about it, so I can't say
Okay.
yet.
A Fantastic Four reboot. Now, the four doesn't mean it's the fourth movie. It's
No,
just
it's
the
a
name of
different
the group.
version.
Yeah.
It's not even a sequel. It's just like a
Yeah.
another thing of the same shit. I don't
You know,
know.
okay. Yeah. Zootopia 2.
Okay.
Okay. I have seen
Ugh,
Zootopia 1. I would watch Zootopia 2. Frozen 3.
we're done. Throw the whole expo away.
The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is a Star Wars thing.
I love this for you guys because I hear The Mandalorian is good. I've never watched anything Star Wars.
That's kind of crazy for me. I think that you would actually kind of enjoy the original Star Wars movies.
Maybe. We'll never know.
Interesting. Freakier Friday.
I'm so tired.
What? How are you not excited about Freakier
Well, I
Friday?
don't like Jamie Lee Curtis. She's a racist, let's not forget.
A lot of people that you know are racist, Julie.
Okay, and I'm not gonna give them my money.
And well, you work with them, okay?
Well, but I'm not giving them my money.
You take their money.
And that's better.
Hoppers, which I think is a new original kind of thing. Okay, okay, get ready for this one. Lilo and Stitch live action.
Sometimes I feel like we've lost the plot.
What about Snow White live action?
It's like Disney's run out of ideas.
Here's the thing. Again, I just want to make this very clear. Why are we making the same film in a different form of animation? Stitch is animated in this film. His little girl is not going to be animated, but like he is. It's just, it's the same thing with Snow White. The dwarfs are animated.
I don't get
Tron
it.
Tron Airs, I think is how you say it. I haven't seen the
I don't,
first Tron. Mm-mm.
I know what that is.
Captain America Brave New World. We know that you're not a Marvel girly. And Mufasa the Lion King, which I appreciate that they did not put in parentheses live action because lions don't speak. Okay,
What?
when they huh
What?
lions don't speak English. They're not human.
Excuse me.
What?
I'm joking.
Ugh. Remember when they gave us the same Lion King movie?
Yes, you know what? I know what you're saying. Oh, Julie's ready to talk shit. This is directed by Barry Jenkins, and we will be watching it. We will go to the movie theater and we will want, I don't give a fuck what you're gonna, I will drag you there, Adrian. This is directed by Barry Jenkins, who has done nothing but indie movies,
I
and
never
he
said I didn't want to
deserves,
watch it. I just said that I appreciate that they're not referring to it
I
as
know,
live
but were you
action.
gonna go watch it?
Yeah, because I did go watch the Lion King live action or whatever they call it. Because guess who's in the movie? Beyonce and Blue Ivy Carter. So yeah,
That's
I'll be
true.
there with my
That's
hot
true.
dog and my popcorn and my Diet Coke. Okay, you can buy me my peanut M&Ms.
Dude, I'm super down. Yeah, no, I love Barry Jenkins. I'll support anything he does, even if it's big corporate America stuff. I'll go and watch it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, finally we found one that you were excited for. So make sure next time we're talking about grouches, we know who the real grouch here is.
No, there was another one I was excited for. You didn't mention it.
Well, that's the end of the list. I don't know what it is.
They announced The Greatest Showman as a musical.
Oh yeah. And they also announced I didn't know that this was happening. I don't know if this was an announcement, but Hercules is also going to be a musical.
Hercules is also, I'm excited about both of those things.
And they had a Hercules performing at the expo. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm,
It was
mm-hmm.
really good. Yeah, I would still love to see now. Hercules is a film that I would like to see in a live form.
I would rather see it in a musical form on a
Well,
stage,
I think you'll get
but
both.
but sure, I'll take it in a live action form.
Hercules is one
Um,
of my favorite Disney animated movies. Did you know that?
it's a good movie. Yeah, I didn't know that, but it's a good movie.
Yeah,
Fair,
yeah.
fair.
Okay, well, D23. Woo! Good for you guys.
Good for you guys.
Excited for all of the I mean, let's see. Let's one, two, two from this list is what I think is a original idea and not tied to something else. It's a little sad. It's a little sad. Where are the original ideas?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But this has been a pattern with Disney for a minute there, and I feel they're lo and yeah, they're losing steam.
Did
They're losing
you
steam.
see Vince Vaughn talking about movies that are getting made that now are just they needed an IP that
Mm-mm.
studios are only making because somebody asked him like, how do you feel that films that you made are no longer getting made, like Wedding Crashers and all that type
Mm,
of stuff?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, at a certain point, studios started making films that had an IP And they started doing that because if it failed, they couldn't really take the blame for it because it already had an existing, you know, IP like
That's a
Battleship.
good point. That's a good point. Interesting.
Anyways, um, hmm, something to ponder for everybody. That's going to do it for the pop culture pop up. We'll be back next week with more pop culture. Chisme, Julie, do you have a Latinx spotlight for us?
I do have an next spotlight, and I hate to tell you, I do, but Celebrity Big Brother Mexico is back.
Uh oh.
I'm not, look, I'm not there. I'm not invested. I'm not walking around with my iPad anymore, but I'm a little bit invested. I'm a little bit
Hmm.
invested. There are three women specifically who are being, you know how Love Island are the PPG? This one has their version of the Powerpuff Girls as well. Look, what happened last year with Wendy and the house being so fun and funny and jokey and a good time, not the norm. We saw it in the US house. We're seeing it again in this Mexico season 2 one. Toxicity. And these three girls specifically have been bullied, have been called out. I'm going to tell you their names. Karime Pinter, Bridget Boso, and Gala Montes. Bridget and Gala are actresses, and they were actresses from childhood, and they knew each other in childhood, and now they've grown up, and one of them does more social media stuff, and then one of them still does novellas. And Karime is a reality star in Mexico. And the way the rest of the house has treated them, talked about their bodies, talked about their surgeries, how they're botched, talked about their that they talk about Karime that she's a little slow, that she doesn't pay attention, that her vibe is off. Talked about Gala, Gala is the youngest, but she's tall and she's like a thicker gal. Not even, but just in consideration to a skinny bitch in Mexico, yes, she has a little bit more meat on her bones. Call her a bull. They call her bull. The first couple of weeks, the Gala specifically was depressed. She was in bed a lot. Before she entered the house, she was going through a lot with her mom publicly. And it was all over the media. And she opened up a little bit about it in the house. And during one of the fights, one of the men in the family, in the house, one of the men said, "Why don't you go cry to your mom
Oh my God.
about this?" And said, "Why would you enter a house when you're depressed? You're the kind of woman that goes to any Joe down the street to get your little tablets to make you feel normal." Said all violent words against these three women that do not deserve it, that are just trying to play a game and have a good time. And you know what? Amidst the chaos and amidst the toxicity of this house, the thing that they've shown Mexico, and I think why they're garnering so much support from the Mexican people, is like they're getting a lot of strength from being together and from only having each other and from supporting each other. And they constantly say nice words to each other, don't leave because you make me feel strong, and don't leave because you make me feel brave, and things to each other to like help each other out during this horrible time. And I mean, the people in the house don't know this, right? Because they don't have any knowledge of what's going on outside, but they are the most popular things happening within the house right now. And it just sucks. And it's just a reminder that you can have 46 cameras on you, and there will still be a man brave enough to be a misogynistic, violent asshole towards women that will not think twice before tearing someone down in front of 46 cameras. So it's disheartening to see. But I think it's great to see three women standing together and being strong. And it just kind of sucks that the show isn't protecting them the way that they should. This man is so anxious from this show, and the show is eating him alive, that his fingernails are bloody now
Oh my God.
because he bites them consistently. And the show's done nothing. And so these girls are kind of like, to their knowledge alone, right? Because they're in that house, they have no knowledge of the what's going on outside. And if they have support, they think that they're doing things wrong, and that's why the house is against them. And they think that they're fucking up and they don't know how to fix it. And so hopefully, currently they're all nominated, and on Sunday someone goes out because there was some they were telling each other how to vote, and you're not supposed to do that. So they were like, you give this guy 2 points, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, they all got in trouble, and now they're all nominated. So I think when they realize that three girls come back, they'll realize this game we're playing against them is not working, and we got to change our tactic, and hopefully they'll start being a little bit nicer to them. Just a reminder that Mexico does take 2 steps forward and 4 steps back consistently, but I think the people that vote will remind us that Mexico, the people at least, are trying to move forward. And it's just the media companies and politics that continue to slow us down, which is unfortunate.
Mm. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
Time for some azúcar. My azúcar this week is I made my meals at home every day this week.
Lovely. I love that. I love that.
Isn't that nice? Yeah.
Yes.
Except for Friday night
It's
when I
okay.
watched The Real Housewives of Orange County. I did treat myself.
Love that.
But yeah.
That's a joy.
Thrilling as it's getting right now.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, I should try to go outside.
No, whatever. Smoke a joint, order your little food as a
I did. Yeah, no,
celebration.
I did.
Yeah, and
That's
call it a
exactly what I did.
day.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
My azúcar this week is I should have thought of it.
Mm.
Mm. My azúcar this week, you know what? My azúcar this week is the Moulin Rouge soundtrack because it's
Mm.
perfect. And I have been listening to it nonstop this week on the drive to work and on the drive back. It's nothing but Moulin Rouge, and it's so fun. It's such a fun soundtrack. So if you can't make it out to go and watch the show, I strongly urge you guys to listen to the original Broadway cast recording of it because it's so good. So yeah, that's it. Nothing else.
I love that. At the Moulin Rouge.
Perfect. It's like I'm back there again.
Yeah, look at that. And Backstage Romance is my favorite.
It's so good.
So
It's so
good.
good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, wonderful. That's going to do it for us. We've reached the end of the episode. Make sure that you follow us at TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Yumi and Chisme. Make sure that you rate, review, subscribe, share this podcast with anyone and everyone if you would be ever so kind. Make sure that you leave us a little review. We would always appreciate a nice little review. Or whatever you have to say. Make sure you send us fan mail. You can text it, you can email it, you can voice memo it, however you would like to reach us. We're available. And yeah, if you do, visit yumiandchisme.com. If you do all of those things, we'll be back next week with more Chisme. But until then, make sure you have lots of love, lots of peace, and most importantly, lots of Chisme in your life. Bye.
Bye.